Well, hello, Paul.
Oh, hi there, JJ.
How are you, sir?
I am doing super. Thanks for asking. Even though you did make me change my shirt, because
it
apparently it's not cool to wear a green shirt in front of a green screen.
kind of happens that way, doesn't it? Doesn't it? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay, though. It's okay. Um, so, yes, wait, before we go any farther, who are you?
My name is Paul Tchaikovsky, and I am a managed OpenShift black belt over at Red Hat. And who are you?
Hello, my name is JJ Asgar, and I'm a developer
Oh,
advocate for
pleasure to
the
meet
IBM
you.
Cloud. Yes. So does that mean you only wear black shoes because you're a black belt? You have to match? Is that a thing? No? Okay. You know your husband?
Sure.
No? Okay.
So I make sure my shoelaces match my belt, not my
Ah,
shoes.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Makes
But
sense.
you're not a very fashionable person, so you wouldn't understand such things.
No, not at all. If I could just wear a white T-shirt and jeans every single day of my life, I would. Just because it's easy laundry. Um, cool. Well, Paul, what are we going to be doing today?
That is a good question. I believe we're going to do a run through a tutorial for what are we up to? The thing with the networking and the Istio. That's it,
That's
Istio.
right. Yeah. Yep. That's true. We're going to play around with Istio today, and hopefully get through one of the tutorials from the team, and see that it actually works. But before we go any farther, what is your what's what I'm looking for? Elevator pitch of Istio.
Oh boy. It's for. It's such a big project. It's basically it's a network mesh that enables a bunch of interesting operations features sort of into the platform. So you can do, so it injects these sidecars
Mm-hmm.
into your apps and you communicate through the sidecars before you get to the apps. And those sidecars let you do interesting things like inspect the traffic for tracing. They let you add uh, authentication. So you can do like mutual TLS type
Mm-hmm.
authentication without having to explicitly tie it into your app. You can do things like circuit breakers. So if a particular endpoint doesn't respond in a certain amount of time, push it to another endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
What else can you do? You can do different endpoints based on different things. So you could do things like send 15% of my traffic to endpoint A and the rest to endpoint B. And
Mm-hmm.
that way you can do some real life testing with a particular feature set or change.
Mm-hmm.
Especially useful if you're doing feature flags,
Mm-hmm.
but
Nice.
also if you're doing things like blue green deployments, canary deployments, that sort of stuff. Um,
Did you mention tracing? You know, the look
did
through.
mention tracing, yeah. So that it helps you do distributed tracing because if you have um, IDs in the web traffic being passed back and forth, because it has the sidecars in there, it can get those IDs and help you when it comes to tracing, actually figure out what all communication bits were specific to that particular transaction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice.
And there's
S-
dashboards and other stuff that come along with it.
Yep. So here's
One
a.
thing I will say is it is very heavy handed.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you have several of the problems that Istio solves before you reach for Istio. Otherwise, you're adding yourself a ton of complexity for um, unknown benefit, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do have a bunch of problems that Istio solves, then Istio is an excellent tool to reach towards. So it's just one of those things, right? You just have to make sure the solution fits the problem, and
Mm-hmm.
don't don't cause problems by creating the solution before you understand the actual problem you have.
Yep. To yes and that, absolutely, SGO is very heavy-handed, and occasionally, when you come into the microservices world and you start playing around deeper and deeper, you're going to start noticing that there's a natural progression to this term of a service mesh, and there's a lot of different options out there. To say what Paul was saying again, it's very heavy-handed, and there's a lot of, it solves a lot of problems, but the complexity is pretty bonkers. And frankly speaking, I haven't touched this almost going on a year now, so it's made some huge leaps and bounds since the last time I touched it. And that's one reason why we're spending this stream on this one, because I know things have changed, and I'd be really curious to see how Istio now plays on OpenShift, because there's this whole, with OpenShift and the opinionated way that OpenShift runs, Istio is the choice service mesh. Is that right? And it'd be interesting to see how it augments the rest of the Istio or the OpenShift ecosystem. Is that an accurate statement, Paul?
Yeah, we can roll with that as a statement.
Okay, it's good enough.
So the OpenShift wraps Istio in the, I think, OpenShift service mesh operator.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there might even be at least one of the other service meshes that are available inside of that. Because there's a few that have varying levels of popularity. And so it's not really just Istio.
So Paul's team has created a great tutorial that we're going to run through. I'll throw this into the chat also if you are curious to follow along at home. So give me a second here.
Now, as much as I would love for my team to take the credit for it, it is not my team that's built these. It's a very good developer experience team inside of Red Hat that builds these out.
Well, it's your greater team at Red Hat then, right?
It is my larger team, but I do like to give credit where credit's due.
It's good. Okay, so there's two different options of going down this path. That was slow. So there is a way to actually install it via the Istio Cuddle over here. But there's an actual OpenShift way of doing it, and we're going to do it the right way. So we're gonna go ahead and follow the instructions here, installing the OSSM, which is this one right here. So we're going to need to install a few operators, which isn't too bad. And then we'll just go through the operator hub like we always do, install the operator, and make sure it's the newest version. So first thing first is we come over to the operators. And remember, you do have to be a cluster admin to do this. So if you aren't a cluster admin on your clusters, you're going to have to ask for some permissions to get up there. All right, so let's go ahead and do Jaeger. Here is there a supported one? There's a supported one. So let's go ahead and do this.
If you just do service mesh.
Oh, I thought I had to do each one at the same time. Yeah, it looks like I have to. So JEI.
I thought it should handle dependencies, shouldn't it?
I don't know. According to this thing on the left, I got to do one at a time.
All right.
So we'll go ahead and go with stable, and that looks pretty good to me. So we'll go back to the operator hub, and then we'll do Kelly. We'll do it provided by Red Hat. Oh my goodness.
Now, there were two of them. What was the difference?
The other one's community. This one's actually provided by Red Hat.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, the reason why service mesh didn't pop up because it's two words here. There we go. Red Hat service mesh. Looks good. We'll go ahead and install. Do we want to do 1.0 on this one?
I would just do whatever stable is.
Okay.
Unless he tells us to do a specific version. He doesn't.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I mean, to be honest, if that's the only options, I bet stable and 1.0 were the same thing, but
yeah.
whatevs.
All right, so it's coming up. There we go. We're installing. And the way we test is all right, so let's check the Istio namespace. Okay, get S. Oh, that was dumb, JJ. Grep Istio. No. Probably because we haven't actually created a service of it yet. Is that correct? Yes. What does it say? Install operator. Click install. Create a service mesh control plane. Service mesh control plane.
Yeah. So if you look at the top, there's like a set of menus. Oh yeah, you could do it in the provided APIs as well. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, so you got 2 spots you can do it, but that'll work.
All right.
Now,
According to this
are
one, we
we
actually
in
have to.
the right namespace?
We are not. We have to create the Istio system namespace. Oh, damn it. Istio.
Yeah, you were just doing a search.
Yep.
I do that all the time.
All right. We'll go back over here. And we'll create, oops, not that. Service mesh control plane. And looks like we just do all defaults, right? We don't really care about any of this stuff.
Yeah. So in the name, enter Istio system.
Why is my computer so slow? Oh my goodness. What is going on?
You mining them Bitcoins?
Oh no, it's OBS taking up everything.
Dang. Is it not using your GPU?
Maybe not. So it's
You
not
should
been
check that because the stream might be all wonky if it's not using your GPU.
No, stream looks fine over here.
Okay.
It's just my computer's just getting the crap kicked out of it.
Yeah, you really need to do a secondary computer for the OBS.
Yeah. All right.
So I think that's the only thing you need to worry about. So go ahead and hit create.
All right. We don't know about building from CLI. And then we need to create a service mesh member role. We need to create that again also in the Istio system from the operator. Let's go ahead and go back to the operator. Still in the correct namespace.
No, it's telling us it has to be a different namespace.
Oh, yeah. Good call. What? Resources deployed from the list, for example, Istio system. Isn't that circular?
Yeah.
And then the same project as the Istio control plane, for example, Istio system.
Okay, yeah, it's your systems right then.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
I think
this is just wrong.
no, I think we're just reading it wrong. I wonder if that's saying if we didn't already have the control plane. Anyway, let's roll with it. We know what we need to do.
Roll with the member role.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
heard me.
there you go.
Do we need to give it a name?
Default seems fine.
Audio.
Click on members. Click
All right. Well,
on.
let's do project A and then project B, and we'll see how we go.
Projects not found. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so now Istio should be up and running, so we should be able to come over here now. Do K, grab Istio, there we go. NS Istio system. And then we can do K get pods -W. We do K get pods -W. Maybe.
There should be something going on there. Do a K get all. Well, that's
not good.
interesting.
That's not good. Let's go
Does
back
it say anything about if resources should actually be in there?
all the required pods are deployed, depoted in the. Yeah, that's what we should see.
What? Whoa.
No pods found. So what's going on with our operator, man?
Where is the operator installed? What namespace? Is it in?
Control plane of Istio system.
Oh, look, the service.
Status of nothing.
Oh, that's the name. So click on click on the control plane. And is it going to tell us? Click on events.
Depending. Oh. So it doesn't like Kali. So we can go back over here and not install Kali. Confirm change. There we go. Now it's doing things.
Huh.
So Kali CRD dependency missing. Did I spell it wrong?
I mean, you didn't have to spell it at all. It was all drop-down boxes and stuff. Did the Kiali operator install?
No, I don't think so.
Because you did try to install it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, so go back to Operator Hub. Maybe it just you missed the button to actually do it.
Is it IA?
KIA. Yeah. Click install. Click install.
Yeah.
Must have just somehow missed the install button.
Big blue button.
Oh,
Think about it.
installing, up
Yep.
to date. It's getting there.
Let me go ahead and delete this one and reinstall it
Why?
to make sure it has Kali then, because I turned it off.
We should really just turn it back on.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so it complained because the CRD wasn't there, which makes sense if the operator wasn't there. So if you go back to, I can't remember where it was.
It's an Istio name system.
Let's see, service mesh.
All instances. Istio system.
That's right.
Just thinking about it.
And then was it in events that it told you it was failing last time?
Mm-hmm.
That's an old event. That's probably fine. Go back to details.
Looks like we're good.
I think it's good.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay. So we've got our gateway, ingress, egress gateway. We're waiting on Kali, which is obvious because we just installed it. So as soon as that gets there, we should be off to the races.
We should, unless we need Kiali right now, we can keep going and let it catch up.
Okay. So we've installed Istio. So let's deploy some microservices. So we'll do OC new dash project tutorial, which is a great name. Okay. Just make sure.
Okay. Now, when you do the OC new project, it puts you in that project.
That's
Your
right.
current namespace is tutorial.
That's right. All right. So we are going to deploy some microservices now.
Oh, have you got the Istio cuddle command?
I do. And it's the newer version too. Maybe.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Now, do we need to move? Do we need to add the tutorial namespace to the role?
Look, we got 10 data point version. It saw the data point version too. It just failed on this thing.
It's probably fine.
Yeah. Like earlier, I didn't even see this, so we know we're actually doing stuff. So it's getting there. All right. And just because I'm paranoid, cat customer Kubernetes deployment. WAML. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Looks like it pulls in a query from Istio tutorial customer, which is what we're hoping for, and opens up some ports. So we should be able to, when I push this in, where is my, here we go. We should be able to say that we are in tutorial right here. And let's be good and be a developer. And we should be able to see when I do.
Now explain this Istio cuddle thing that's in that command.
So this, if I remember correctly, it runs the kube inject, which basically puts the sidecar into this deployment. So right now we only have one or looks like one pod in this deployment, or one container in this deployment, which is this one, which is this image right here. And then when you run istio kube inject, it'll put that Envoy proxy.
So why don't you run that command without the apply-f, and that way we should see that happen. I assume it just dumps to standard out.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. Could not find valid config map sidecar injector from namespace istio system. So we did miss something, didn't we?
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Do a kubectl get mutating webhook configuration. Uh-oh.
Can you say something? Yeah. Crap.
Something. No. What did? Oh, yeah. I think JJ's sound just got jacked up because his phone hijacked his headphones.
Yes, it did.
But you're back now?
Sort of.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Yeah, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, there we go. Hey, how about you take over driving for a second? I got to fix some stuff on my side.
Okay. Give me a second. I haven't even logged into our Tmux.
Yeah, that Amber alert completely jacked everything up. Ugh.
Right, I am now in your Tmux. So let me do k-n istio system get hubs. Okay, and so Kiali is now running. So k get mutating webhook configurations. See an istio thing in there.
Maybe we just missed it, or we did. Oh no, and that came back a lot faster that
time. So we're looking for istio sidecar injector. I bet you this is where
gone again.
we.
Shit.
JJ. I wonder if we need to be in. Okay, create project. Oops. New project. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Now I can hear you again.
Yeah, you can hear me again.
Mm.
Fallback to get from blah. That's just a warning. And could not get.
We must be missing something in the namespace.
So there's
in the system.
An istio system. Yeah, so there's supposed to be a config map in a namespace.
Rerun kube inject with a -I Kistios namespace and the sidecar injector.
Yeah, so if we do this, -I istio system, but I don't think that's it because we don't have that config map. So let's do a k get config map all name spaces rep istio.
Ooh. That's something. Make this bigger.
Istio. That's
there. It is.
It?
Sure istio. Oh, and ensure istio sidecar injector config map uses. And it does.
But it doesn't, because it's a different
Name.
name. Go back to the doc where it was telling us how to add to the thingy role.
Thingy roll up here.
Yeah, creating the member role from the web console. Okay, so we did that. And then if you roll down,
Enabling sidecar injection.
hang on,
Okay.
scroll
This is
down.
just a CLI.
There was something about doing it after the fact that I saw.
Adding
Yeah, adding and removing projects from the service mesh. Okay, so navigate to operators, installed operators, project menu. Yeah, so jump in the console. As an admin. Admin. Yeah, and the
Istio namespace. Right? Or should we be in the tutorial namespace?
No, I think you're right. Click on the Istio service mesh member role.
Istio.
Under the service mesh, sorry. Then no, you were in the right spot.
This one?
Yeah. Okay, now click on default.
YAML.
Click on YAML.
Members.
And then add the tutorial project we just made.
Okay.
I think so.
Save. Reload. All right. Try again? Or give it a second.
Yeah. It's back to was it tutorial?
Yep.
ACM. No, that's not giving us.
Inject config file. I thought I saw that somewhere else.
I think we might be able to use this. And then scroll up to find. Whoop. Could not find. I thought we saw this matching injector. Yeah. Okay. So we're definitely missing something. There was somewhere it said, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing?"
Put in a deploy typo.
That's spelt wrong.
Shit, it is, isn't it? Oops.
Did you fix a typo with another typo?
I did. Debug
Wow.
deployed.
There you go.
Yay.
Right. Now, as you were popping through the docs, you actually mentioned there was something about enabling sidecar injection.
Yep.
Yeah, right below
Yep.
where you're at right now. The menu item right below it. Hang on. I think you've already gone way past it.
Adding service mesh.
After adding services to mesh, enable automatic sidecar from the deployments resource for your application. You must enable for each deployment.
Wait, hold on. Is this the same
Oh,
version
this
we
is just
installed? Version 2?
Good question.
Oh, yeah, 2. Okay. Just had
All
to
right.
check. Just had to check.
No, it's worth checking that. Okay, so for some reason, we're not getting the config map or the mutating webhook config.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
why is that? Let me Google for this top error and see where it pops out.
marks the containing namespace as a member of the reference service mesh. We did not do this. We did a member role, but not a service mesh member.
Right. It didn't tell us to do a service mesh member, did it?
No, it didn't. It seems like that's an oversight. Hang on. Let's go back to the beginning here. So we create a control plane. You research over there. I'll read through this again.
Yeah.
There we go. My stream deck finally sent out our tweet. Or my tweet. I hate computers. Yeah, it doesn't tell me about the server mesh.
Oh. Yeah, we completely skipped this. Oh, there is a section that we were supposed to do? No, we created the member role.
Oh, hey, lost algorithm. And yes, we may have broken that streak. We cannot seem to get Istio up and running. Or at least discovered how we want to. So, say la vie, I guess.
I already have services for your mesh. You're starting from scratch, create a project. Yeah, so we did the member role.
Mm-hmm. member role, but not this service mesh member. That's what I was
Right,
trying
but it's
to
not telling us to.
Yeah.
It's not telling us to do that, so I don't know
No.
that we need that. I mean, you could try creating one and just see what options we get.
Nothing.
Namespace of the. Okay, so I think we want we want to change the project to tutorial.
This one?
No, at the top. I think this is what we want. You'll need to go back to service mesh member. Create service mesh member. Default's fine, and then select the Istio system because that's where we deployed the control plane. The name of the service mesh in which the namespace belong. What was the name of the service mesh?
Ugh, I have no idea. Hang on.
You just open the installed operators in a new window. And then click on the OpenShift service mesh. And the control plane.
Istio.
Istio-system is the name.
Surprised you couldn't figure that out for me. Great.
And hit create. So I wonder what that's done for us. Still don't have a mutating webhook. So if we run this, we're still going to get the warning and the error. Right-to.
You want to try to nuke everything and start over from scratch?
Yeah, why don't you do that? And while you're doing that, I'm going to try and see if I can see what's going on here.
It's one of those times where we're not too far in, right? Like, okay, so we want to go into first the tutorial namespace, and I want to uninstall this operator. Yep. I want to uninstall this operator. And this operator here. Okay, and then I want to go into the OpenShift operators namespace. Okay, that's good. And then the Istio namespace. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. All right. Installing the operators. Repeat the procedure for each operator. Jaeger. Let's do Jaeger first. For Jaeger, Kali, and OpenShift mesh operators, accept the defaults.
Are you on a 4.6 cluster?
4.7.
Okay, so the doc you're looking at is 4.6. I don't know if it's any different, but just to be sure.
Okay.
Now, right now, we're looking at the official docs. Does the tutorial basically walk us through the same thing, or is it expecting it's already installed?
It actually tells us, where did I put it? Did I lose it? Might have lost it. So inside of the setup, and then we want to install Istio. So there's two options. The Minikube instance, which we're not doing, we do the OpenShift one. And it literally tells me to go to that link.
Okay.
So some references. So we're going to install Jaeger into the OpenShift operators. Just going to do stable. That's by default. Install. Okay. Now we're going to do key AI Kali operator from Red Hat. And we're going to click install. These are all the defaults. Yes. And I will do install there. Okay. Operator hub. OpenShift operators. Installed operators. We have Jaeger has succeeded. Kali operator succeeded, and all namespaces also. Okay. So go back to the operator hub and service mesh. OpenShift service mesh. I'm going to go ahead and click install there. These are all the defaults again. So we're going to install that. After you install the 4 operators, click operators, installed operators to verify everything is installed. Yes. To create a service mesh control plane resource, configure the components of the service mesh. For more information, click this. Okay. So create a project named Istio System. Istio System. Installed operators. Click on the Red Hat control plane. Oh, whoops. Red Hat Istio Service Control Plane. Create Service Mesh Control Plane. Set the default control plane and take the version advantage. Current version of the problem. The version control plane determines the features regardless of the operator. You configure settings later for information. Correct. So it tells us not to change anything here.
All right.
So then we're going to head and create.
Yeah, so I think you probably want to delete the Istio system namespace and then recreate it. And let me just do that on the CLI. Okay, delete NNS system.
We're going to have to wait for it to do its finishing thing, though, aren't we?
give it a moment and see where it gets to.
Just thinking about it.
It is thinking about it. We can always do the old faithful oh, no, we finished. So, okay, create NSSDO system.
All right.
All right, it is now recreated. Now you should be able to
Okay. Control plane. Create control plane. All the defaults.
Yep.
And create.
All right, and we're starting to see the pods and stuff spin back up.
There's our config map right there.
Yeah, but you see, it's still named differently.
There's still one unready component.
Yeah. So I think this is something that OpenShift does that perhaps the doc didn't quite cover right. So okay, you get mutating. OpenShift operators. Okay. What do we need to do next? So we did that. Do we need to do the role next?
Next steps. Resource specify namespace associated with, yes. Need to add services to the service mesh.
All right. So we scroll down. It'll tell us. Yeah. So make sure we're in.
Create a project that we want to use, which is going to be called tutorial. Wait.
Right.
Did you just see a bunch of stuff change too?
No.
No? Okay. Thought I saw a bunch of things change over in here. Oh, I think you could choose to turn to 2 minutes. Never mind. Okay. Click on operators, installed operators. Click on the project menu. STO.
Member role, right?
Member role tab. Create member role. Click members.
And, yeah. And then you want to do tutorial.
Yep.
And also do add member. And do book info.
God, I hate that one.
Create.
Create.
All right, so that takes us through that. Now let's go through this example right here. First, going back to the tutorial. So home projects, create project, book info, but we could just do that by the CLI.
You can take it out,
see new project, book info. Right, we now have that. And we did add this to the member role before we created it, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so next, I believe that from CLI deploy the book info. So copy and paste that.
Are we in the right namespace?
Yep.
Okay. So if we're in that namespace, book info, workloads, pods. There we go.
Change it to developer mode, and that way you can look at the topography.
Well, let's not mess with anything until it comes up, right?
Yeah, no. And then we need to create an ingress thingy.
Yep. That looks blue to me.
Now, while that's thinking, I do want to have a look at the deployment. We'll just go to one of them. Doesn't really matter which one. Doesn't look like the sidecar is injected.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Okay, get pods. Oh, deployment. Let's try the product page.
Are the annotations at least in there? There it is, right there.
Yeah, it had the.
Istio true. Yeah, I saw that. There it is.
Yeah.
Huh. Hmm.
All right, so we created. What does the instructions say? Let's just keep rolling forward and wait till we get an error.
I believe I already did this, but I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So then now we grab gateway URL, echo, gateway URL. That looks right.
Well, it's not telling us to browse to it yet.
That's true. We have mutual TLS by default.
We do?
I don't know. Hey there. Yes, want Kumar03. Yeah, we're playing with Istio today. Well, on OpenShift. And thanks for watching. We're attempting to walk through a tutorial. Paul and I have, or at least I haven't touched Istio in almost a year now. So a lot of things have changed. And a natural progression for microservices isn't to move to a service mesh. So this is us trying to learn it and figure it out.
So I don't know that we did enable mutual TLS. So let's run the top one.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
That looks good.
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
I was looking at the deployment I bet you it does the what's my words? It does the image in the sidecar and just the pod, but I'm not seeing it there either, so never mind.
And it's
So I'm not seeing the sidecars.
yeah, the service isn't up either.
So let's go to SDO system. Okay, get mutating webhook configurations. Okay, describe mutating webhook configurations. Try that. Basic.
You made it angry. There's something called Sidecar there. Yeah, that looks right. At least according to the
No, it's
docs.
not.
No?
Book info is missing.
Oh.
Namespaces. Oop.
Error SCMP missing?
That should not be there. Mesh member roles. Tutorial. Oh.
It's in the default namespace. Right?
Oh no, it's in the tutorial namespace, and its name is default.
Jesus, that's confusing.
Now we can edit this one. Go back to members, info.
There we go.
Right. So that's that there.
So should we delete all the book info stuff?
And
then
yeah. So
and then have it
book info.
re-inject itself. Let's see, delete, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
So just find that other apply command and just do a delete on it.
this one. Is that it?
I think so.
It just tells you to delete the project.
Right.
Yeah, that looks right.
All right. So go ahead and rerun.
You want to try this get
guy.
SMR Istio system first?
Let's see, get SM.
2 M's. 2 M's. There we go.
What's an SSMR?
That's that.
Service. Service mesh member role.
Yep.
We create here. Look, they're all of 2 now.
Yay!
So we can go ahead and create the destination rule as well. Describe pod details. Pulling service mesh proxy.
I like it.
I like it a lot. And it's popping up. So if you do that export gateway URL once again.
Okay.
We need to reapply the. Oh no, it might still be there, the book info gateway, but I don't know if we deleted that one.
No harm in doing it again. Unchanged.
Cool.
All right. And then we do our we did not enable TOS. That's fine. Unchanged. And then get pods book info one more time. That's what we're expecting. Everything is up and running. So we should be able to echo this now. And if I click this, nothing. Nope. Hey! Yay!
You did it.
Yay! Okay.
Okay, so we've got that sorted.
Mm-hmm.
Now go back to the tutorial. And let's pop through the tutorial again. And so while you're finding the right spot, I'm going to delete NS tutorial. Make sure that's clean.
Don't need this anymore. All right. So create the
and
tutorial.
then we need to edit the NNM thing.
Yes.
Let's see, edit. And I want to make sure that. Okay, so if the namespace doesn't exist, it pulls it back out of the members list.
So we need to create the
What did
namespace
we?
tutorial.
Yeah. So when we create the namespace again, so OC new project tutorial, and then we go back to here. Members tutorial. Right.
Okay. So let's go ahead and try that again. Copy. Copy. So this should give us.
Go for it.
No.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we don't need to do that. Let's look at this.
Oh, because we're already injecting it. We don't need to.
Correct. So the annotation is there to inject it. But I think we can just do kubectl apply -f.
Customer Kubernetes deployment YAML.
Customer Kubernetes deployment YAML. kubectl.
Yep.
Right, and so do kget pods. For that O of 2.
There we go. It's coming up.
So I think the obvious thing there was I think we tried to get ahead of ourselves and add the namespace to the role before it existed. And it just like silently removed it from the list and didn't tell us. So we didn't really think to look. So that was the first thing that went wrong. And the second thing that went wrong was because the sidecar injector is happening automagically, the config map and mutating webhook are actually named differently in the OpenShift setup because you can have more than one of them. So it needs to tell them apart. And I think that's our other thing. So there's a couple of issues, I guess, in the upstream tutorial because it must be used to generic, Istio and probably wasn't tested against the OpenShift specific bits, even though they did put the OpenShift install instructions in.
That sounds about right. All right, so now we create our gateway.
Looking good. Now we've got a service.
Yep.
It has a cluster IP. All right. And so what's next?
Ingress gateway here.
That's looking good. So now curl that /customer. You can do it.
Maybe.
Route to the correct place.
That's not good.
That, now it says we should see an error. I'm going to do a curl-v. And that's a 503, service unavailable. Okay, get pods. Get service. Oh, there's no service.
Because it's an Istio system. Did we not do this one?
No, you didn't do that one.
Oh.
There it is.
There we go.
Still service unavailable, but that could just be
timing
taking a minute to actually lump through. Is there anything else we missed? So we did the deployment, we did the service, did we definitely do the gateway? Mm-hmm. We did, right? Yeah. Then we did that, and we did that, and then we did that. Still 503ing. So ships and gliggles.
Yep. I'm gonna check the logs.
No.
Oh wait, hold on. There's that thing.
Yes. Okay, good. That is the correct error now.
Yeah. So also review the logs here. Or this one.
Yay. Okay.
See a stack
so what? Yeah.
You should see an error. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, I've known host exception. I think that's the one I was looking for.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So we're successful right now.
So now we need to apply those other two?
Yeah. All right, so cube apply F.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
Copy. We have a more advanced system than they have. Oh, come on. Copy.
You're already in the right namespace. You don't even need to worry about that.
Okay. And then create the service.
And then get the pods.
It's coming up. There we go.
1, 2, 2, and now curl again.
There we go. We should
make
this more resilient.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so we're seeing what we want.
All right. Yeah. So now we need to do the same for the recommendation. So let's just do it this way. Refresh Kubernetes preference. What was the other one? Recommendation?
Recommendation, yeah.
And then deployment.yaml. And service.yaml. Get plods.
There we go.
Worst thing about the watch command is not respecting aliases.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write to their manager. Okay, so now can we rerun curl?
Yep, and we should see customer preference recommendation.
jump and do it.
We do.
What?
Nice.
So is that it? Are we working?
Yeah, we're running the whole thing now. There we go. We have our whole 3-tier. So what is it? Customer, then preference, then recommendation.
Interesting. It's not seeing the Istio bits in there. How do we get to the Kiali? We should be able to see interesting stuff in Kiali now. Oh, this is so exciting. I might wee myself.
There you go. There we go.
Oh, yeah, look.
It's doing what we want it to. We have our full.
How cool.
There we go. With customer.
Now, on the left, we can pop down a few things. So click on applications. Okay. Click on workloads, services, Istio config.
Customer. There we go.
Wow, look at this.
We actually got real traces through it.
This.
There it is.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
I know, right? And that's exactly what we wanted to see. So if you do another curl against it real quick.
Yep, it helps if I click on the right place. Let's do this while true. Do curl sleep 1 done.
There we go.
For each second, we are doing a curl. How exciting.
Make sure I'll come back over here. And customer. There we go. There's our. That's us talking to it.
Look at that.
Nice. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Okay. So we successfully did that. We can deploy a new build if we so choose, but we should probably move on to
Call it a success and eating some ice cream. Good idea.
Yeah, we could always come back to this next week. We actually do like.
But we're done with it.
Well, I mean, we deployed everything, but we didn't actually like play with this stuff in here. Play with Grafana, do the actual routing stuff. No?
Oh, I guess.
Or we can leave it up for the people at home. They can go along and do it if they want, right?
Right.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we can probably call it here, and then if we want to, maybe we can leave it up and continue on next week.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I'm going to delete it, right? So.
Well, you know what we could do? Now that we've done it once very successfully, we could do another run next week, and we should be able to get through this in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it'll be like a recap,
Yep.
And then we can keep moving on through.
And to a lost algorithm statement earlier, we have kept our streak running. We have successfully.
Yay, we kept our streak going.
So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, I guess I'm done, Paul. You done too?
Oh, I am done. I am done like turkey dinner.
All right. Say bye, Paul.
Bye, Paul.
Bye, everybody.